All right, number two. This is already my second live of today. But what I like to accomplish is to get your mind off of the political distractions right now. I don't want you to be thinking about who's going to get into office and what they may or may not fix in our economy and our world when that happens. But rather, let's start thinking about what are we personally doing to plan and to prepare for our future. Because, I think we create a false sense of dependency all too often on other people, whether that's our government and a stimulus check or, somebody else who's going to bail us out, when ultimately it is our responsibility as individuals, as human beings, to exercise self-determination and to empower ourselves to ultimately gain access to what we want, what we need. And that starts by becoming the change that we want to see in our world, right? That's what I talked about a little bit earlier. So my question is, what are you doing to plan and prepare? Regardless of who gets into office, we do not know exactly what our future holds. Obviously, 2020 has been a year of incredible change and transformation, a year of the unexpected, a year of volatility, a year of an awakening that really made a lot of people realize, right, how unprepared we may be or may have been in certain areas of our lives. And I talked about this earlier this morning, right? Specifically referencing the summit we've got coming up in December, and how we want to utilize these speakers to come together to help prepare mindsets, to help prepare you for things that you can do to implement the needs and the growth that you want to see in your personal life, the transformation down the road here. So there's a lot of volatility, there's a lot of distraction. So what are you doing on an economic scale to plan and prepare for what's down the road? Have you been able to automate your business? Have you been able to make the necessary pivots this year that, if we see another economic crash, if we see another major recession, that you have ways and that you have means of continuing to grow your resources? And one of the best ways to do that, obviously, is get our money working for us. And I like to call these the best savings accounts on the planet, because your money goes into an FDIC NCUA insured account, and it grows at a very significant fixed rate of return for you. You're able to access it anytime that you want. You can let it compound for even more if you let it sit for over a year, but you can also take quarterly payouts. So, again, we're utilizing AI and modern technology today to empower our assets and our resources. Now, what's happening is I have clients who are rolling over entire IRA, 401k type of accounts that are just sitting there not producing. I mean, it makes me so sad to know that people that do have money sitting there, that do have various forms of retirement accounts, but their assets are not working for them. They're stagnant, they're stale. And if your money is not growing, it's being wasted, right? If you're just saving money that's sitting there, if it's not growing for you, it is a squandered asset, right? We want to get that money working for you and growing for you. So really, since March, right, multiple clients have rolled over IRAs and 401ks into these accounts because they're producing so well, because they grow for you in the midst of economic volatility. Isn't that what we want? Don't we want to be empowering ourselves? That's exactly what we're talking about, because we don't know what tomorrow holds, because we don't know what's coming down the pike, because we don't know who's going to get elected, who's going to be in office, and whether, they will or will not make good on promises or statements about the changes that we want to see in our world. And again, that's why I say it goes back to self-empowerment. It goes back to self-transformation, becoming the change that we want to see, and taking the steps to implement those changes, right? So that we are empowering ourselves and our families to be able to weather the storm, right? Obviously, the entire 2020 has been a storm that we've either weathered we're not weathered, or we've, been managed to actually grow. And in studying, history, and I reference this book a lot, Creature from Jekyll Island, Second Look at the Federal Reserve, but a historical look at, money and banking and fiat currency, but all throughout history, right, in the midst of volatile economic times, in the midst of global crisis, there is opportunity. And humanity's been able to capitalize on it. So even in recessions and crises, people are making money. People are growing their assets and their resources. And that's what my heart is. That's what my heart is as a legacy consultant, is to empower you, right, to become the hero of your legacy. And that means building and growing something. And you may be starting from scratch, and that's okay. You may be, building towards something that you want, some form of security down the road and in your future. And again, right, not everyone has retirement accounts right now. I understand that, but you don't have to have that to be able to invest in these type of accounts, right? And again, how much better is it to have your money growing in a savings account that's actually growing, rather than in a savings account where it's just sitting there not doing anything? Well, I've just got it there for an emergency situation. Well, that's great, but if we look at the inflation and things like that, it's going to continue to depreciate in value if it's not growing. So what are we doing to keep up with inflation? So in our mastermind call, I was talking about this with a group of 3 other people, and the gentleman made reference to what I talked about last week again, right? That because people are living longer, they're outliving their money, they're outgrowing their estate. So if we're not putting their money into a place where it's continuing to grow for them, then it puts them in a predicament. It's not just people that are losing their jobs, who have businesses that are going under. Can you imagine having worked your entire life, worked hard your entire life, secured what you thought was a good retirement, and then all of a sudden you find yourself running out of money? You realize that your Social Security, whatever, is not going to be sufficient for you, and you have to go back to work doing what? You're 70, 75 years old, and you may only have skills in one area, and the jobs that are available for you are not going to provide the necessary revenue to support you and your significant other down the road. So that is why I'm doing what I'm doing. That is why I'm helping my clients get out of probate, yes, secure their estate, but put their money in a safe place, a secure place where it can grow for them, regardless of what the stock market's doing, regardless of what the economy's looking like. Well, how is that possible, Caleb? I'm so glad you asked. That's the power in artificial intelligence. That's the power in proprietary software and algorithms that are written to help predict what's going to come down the pike, and that the computer ultimately is doing the thinking for us. Isn't it great? You don't have to be down there on Wall Street. You don't have to be an expert trader. You don't have to be an expert in Forex. All you've got to do is put your money in the right place. So I've been fortunate, this year to empower people and transform their lives, and take stagnant, stale money that's sitting there doing nothing in retirement accounts that are actually susceptible to loss, and move that into a place for them where it is growing. It's growing significantly, and then they can add to that anytime that they want to. Yeah, that's good stuff right there. That's what it's all about. So I know that you guys' heart as well is, what are we doing, right, to serve our fellow brother and sister? We're not going to talk about politics, but I make a lot of references to international law and the law of nations, and those foundations in which our Constitution and Declaration were founded on say that we're all brothers and sisters under the sun. We're supposed to be looking out for one another's best interests, happiness, prosperity, and things like that, right? Working together. Too many people, I think, are just out there for number one, self-serving, self-seeking, but there's no really long-term reward or fulfillment in that. There's fulfillment when you find your purpose in serving other people, in helping other people. And that's what I've spent a good portion of my life doing. And I'm so fortunate to be able to continue to do that today. And it's even more wonderful when I'm doing it with other people, when we're empowering others in the midst of a collaborative effort of synergy working together. And I talked about this in my earlier live, right? I told you this is my second live of the day because I want to get your head out of the distraction. I want to get your mind out of the political drama. I want you to focus on what am I doing as an individual, as a family, as a business to grow myself, to continue into 21 with momentum that's allowing me to have stability in my personal life, stability in my family life, stability in my resources and my finances, so that I am protected regardless of what happens, right? Is the bottom going to drop out of the economy? I don't know. I get tired of these self-proclaimed pseudo prophets / gurus that want to try to tell you what's coming. Okay, nobody knows for certain except, the universal creator, but we are limited as human beings in our understanding and our knowledge of what tomorrow holds. So the best that we can do is plan and prepare ahead of time today. So the unexpected is just that, right? We don't know what's coming, and we've got to get out of the procrastination mindset. We've got to get out of the fear mindset. We've got to get out of the place of stagnation that's keeping us from moving forward. We cannot stick our heads in the sand and wait for the storms of life to blow over. Let's be the storm. Let's be the eye of the storm. Right? Let's be the eye inside the hurricane, where we're the calm when the midst of the storm and the hurricane is blowing around us, right? Where we become that anchor for other people around us who are caught up in the fear, who are caught up in the drama, who are caught up in the volatility, and we're able to pull them into a place of stillness, to a place of peace, right? We got to find that on our own. We got to find that place of peace and stability, and that means blocking it out. That's it, Martin. Eye of the hurricane. That's what I'm talking about. Getting that place of stillness and focus, right? That your sights are set, that your compass is fixed, that we're like hell or high water, no matter what's coming down the pike, we're ready to face it head on. And that doesn't necessarily mean we've got all of our ducks in the row, but if this is in the right place, we're going to be able to weather any storm that comes. And Martin and I, we've been talking about this a little bit, man. And I got an email the other day. People aren't ready. There's some crap coming that is going to be very unpleasant. And you think 2020 was bad, and I get it. I know it was in a lot of ways. We haven't seen the worst of it, and I hate to have to break it to you, but I'm just giving you reality. We're going to have to get tougher. We're going to have to get stronger. We're going to have to get more resilient. We're going to have to be ready to persevere and endure through, more storms that are coming. So, if you're willing to do that with me, then you got that warrior DNA. That's what I got. And I've been beat down a few good times, right? Left for dead, looking up at the sky going, I don't know if I want to get back up again. But I made that choice every single time that I was going to get back up. It's worth fighting for what we believe in. It's worth fighting for the people that we love. It's worth fighting for the purpose and fulfilling the destiny that we've been called to complete. So, I'm just here to encourage you, man. Get out of the mental drama. Don't get caught up with all the stuff that's going on. Yeah, warrior DNA around you and people's emotion and people's opinions, man. Opinions are like whatever that each and every one of us got. At the end of the day, let's get real. We're all pooping the same color, right? We all got to take a crap in the toilet and it stinks, okay? Let's get real. Nobody has it all figured out. Nobody has all the answers. But together, we can come together, find the strength and the solidity, that's found in, unity, like mind, not like purpose, right? Doesn't mean we're going to be on the same brain wavelength on everything, but we can find some agreement. We can find some common ground, and we can come together. So, again, don't get caught up in the drama this week. Focus, reach within, find your peace, find your stability. Let's do it. Let's just close our eyes for a minute. It's best to practice what we preach, right? Let's close our eyes and just reach within, just for a minute. Take a moment, just focus on what you want in your life. What do you want 2021 to look like for yourself, for your family, for your business, for our society, for the world? Envision that good. Envision the positive things that you want to see happen. And just say, whatever it takes, I'm going to move toward that goal. I'm going to move toward fulfilling my purpose. What are you passionate about? What things move you? What things motivate you? Maybe you lost your job this year, but you had a job doing things you didn't love. What would you love to be doing? What gets you lit up inside? What fires you up? Just focus on that. And determine. Fix your compass right now. Make the choice, the free will choice, that you're going to make the change and you're going to take the steps. Say this after me. I'm going to take epic action in 2021. Nothing's going to hold me back. I'm not going to stay stagnant. I'm not going to keep frozen. But I'm going to progressively move forward to change the things in my life that I don't like, to be the change that I want to see in my world. Now open up your eyes. Start to see it. Man, that's powerful right there. That peace, that internalizing of that stillness, blocking out all the negative thoughts, negative opinions, negative drama, and saying, no, I'm taking hold of the positive. I'm taking hold of the good. And regardless of how bad this year may have been for you, the best is yet to come if you believe that. If you will focus, if you will meditate on the good that you want to see happen for your own life and family, you will find it. Right on, my friends. I love y'all. Go back and watch this. Go back and practice this exercise a few times throughout the week. If you find yourself getting caught up in the drama, if you find like you're being pulled into social media conversations that aren't edifying or not beneficial to you, just go back and watch this. Practice this. Get still. You've got this, guys. We've got this together.